Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes of your day with me here watching my video. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Andrea. Thank you so much for checking out my video, and chances are if you clicked on it then you are a fan of e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I am a huge fan of e.l.f. Cosmetics. I actually have a ton of e.l.f. videos on my channel featuring like hauls and swatches and reviews and favorites and tutorials, so if you guys want to check them out I will link the playlist in the description box below. But today I'm chatting about my favorite e.l.f. products of the moment. When I do film these videos I usually try to narrow it down to my top 10, but I had more than 10 this year and I could not cut any of them out. So I hope it's okay with you guys. I'll try not to make this video too long or too rambly, but I'm going to share my favorites with you. I love hearing from you guys, so don't forget to leave me a comment with your favorites so I can check them out if I haven't already, and let's jump into it. So let me start with skincare because I do only have one skincare product. I do want to film an entire video on e.l.f. skincare. I've been telling you guys I will film that video, and I apologize that it's been taking me so long. I'm still testing out all of the products, so hopefully that will be up within the next few months, so stay tuned for that. But I had to mention their Hydrating Gel Melt Cleanser because it is my favorite skincare product that they make. So this is a really interesting product. I've tried cleansing oils and cleansing waters, but I've never tried anything like this. This one is kind of like a gel formula, and you take a little bit on your hand and you spread it on your entire face and kind of massage it in, including your eye area if you do want to use this on your eyes, but it is sensitive enough to use on your eyes. And then you take a little bit of water, mix it in, and it just melts all your makeup off. It is amazing. It takes off waterproof eye makeup, it takes off full coverage foundation, and it just does a great job. So I like to use this before I go in with a cleanser just to make sure I remove any trace of makeup on my skin. I like this because it is really gentle and it's also hydrating and moisturizing, so I feel like this is especially important if you struggle with dry skin, but it can come in handy no matter what skin type you have. So I had to quickly throw it out there. I will have more info about this once I do like a full e.l.f. skincare video. So I have talked about this recently, but I am a huge fan of their new face primer. This is an amazing primer. It's definitely comparable to a lot of my high-end primers, and I like it because it will work for you if you have dry skin or if you have combination to oily skin. It just does a great job at smoothing out the skin, kind of filling in any pores and fine lines, but it also clings onto your foundation, so your foundation is going to stay in place all day long. If you have dry skin, it's great because it is hydrating. It has a little bit of a lotion-like texture, but if you have oily skin, it's not overly hydrating or greasy, so it's not going to break your foundation down early, and it's not going to kind of make your foundation slip and slide all over the place. It's just a really nice lightweight formula that goes on beautifully. A lot of you guys told me this actually comes with more product in it than their other face primers, so even though it is a couple more dollars, I think it actually is worth it in terms of price because you get more products. So I'm a huge fan. I would definitely recommend trying it out if you haven't already. I also discovered their HD Loose Translucent Setting Powder this year, and I love this product so much. If you use loose powders to bake your under eye or just to set your entire face, this is definitely going to be a good option for you. It's a very like finely milled powder, so it's super lightweight. It doesn't add any extra coverage to the skin, but it does a great job at just setting your foundation into place without looking heavy or cakey on the skin. It does flash back in photographs, so just keep that in mind because they do market it as an HD powder, but it's not really ideal for flash photography. It looks great on camera in my opinion, but just keep that in mind if you are going somewhere where you're going to be photographed. Other than that, I'm a huge fan of it. I think it is an amazing product, especially for the price. So I am a huge fan of e.l.f. foundations. I love their Flawless Finish foundation and I love their stick foundation, but I have to say that my favorite of the moment is definitely the Acne Fighting Foundation. I love the texture of this foundation. It's almost like a velvety, moussey foundation, so it gives you really nice coverage and it applies beautifully. It makes your skin look so gorgeous when you first apply it. The only problem for me is that it kind of enhances dry areas or breakouts, and my skin breaks out pretty often, and it is like designed for people who have acne because it does have things like salicylic acid, witch hazel, and tea tree, which usually fight acne. So I feel like people who struggle with breakouts might reach for this because it is marketed as an acne fighting foundation. The only problem is that it kind of enhances breakouts, it enhances texture on your skin, so it makes it look a little bit more obvious than other foundations might. If you struggle with the occasional breakout, this might be a really great option for you because it might keep those breakouts from becoming too obvious. It might might fight them, I guess. But in general, if you struggle with acne, like I always have breakouts, this might not be the best option for you. The reason I'm saying it's my favorite is because it makes your skin look so beautiful at first. And even for like an hour or two, probably even up to 4 hours, I love how my skin looks. But as the day goes on and my skin gets a little bit more oily, it tends to break the foundation down and just kind of cling to dry areas or breakouts. But if your skin really isn't that bad, this might be a great option for you. I know a lot of you guys do have breakouts and you like this foundation, so it might work for you. I might need to try it with a different primer, but it's kind of like a love-hate relationship, but I have to say it's my favorite foundation that they make right now. I want to do like a whole video comparing their foundations because they make some really good foundations. So my favorite concealer is the e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer. This is an amazing concealer. I love that it's really hydrating, it's super moisturizing, but it still gives you a good amount of coverage. My only complaint is that they still only have like 4 to 5 shades of this concealer, which is lousy because I want everyone to be able to enjoy it. So even the lightest shade is a little bit too dark for me, and I'm sure the darkest shade is way too light for a lot of people out there as well. So I hope they will extend the shade range because it is one of the most amazing concealers that I've personally tried. It just has a really beautiful velvety finish to it and it looks gorgeous on the skin. So if you guys haven't tried this already and they do have a shade that would match you, I absolutely recommend trying it out. Let me talk about a few eye products. So I just discovered their Shadow Lock Eyelid Primer in the shade Pearl this year, and they do have an original version, which I have tried, but for some reason I really like the Pearl version a lot better than the original. I don't know if the actual formula is different other than the fact that this one gives you a really shimmery base, so if you're wearing shimmery shadows that might be a great base to start with, but I feel like this one just kind of locks my shadows into place better than the original formula. So my dogs got a hold of this one and kind of broke off the applicator, but I can still kind of get some out, so I saved it for now. But if you guys haven't tried the Pearl version, I definitely recommend it. I wear a lot of shimmery shadows on the lid, so I kind of like starting with a shimmery base. It just kind of gives it something a little bit extra. I just discovered their liquid shadows this year as well. I've discovered a lot of new favorites, but I am a huge fan of these. I'm a big fan of their smudge pots, which is kind of like a cream eyeshadow base or a cream shadow. I still wear those all the time, but I've kind of like mentioned them so much on my channel that I don't mention them as much anymore. But these are very similar, but they're a little bit more lightweight and more of a liquid texture. I only have 2, but they do have smudge pots in colors that are similar to these. So depending on which formula you might like, they have something that will work for you. I like these because they are so lightweight on the eyes. So they come with a wand, and you just take the wand, apply them to the eye, or you can apply them to the back of your hand, and then you can just use your finger to blend them in, or you can use a brush. But if you want to keep it really simple, I would just apply this to your eyelid, use your finger to blend it in, and you're good to go. If you use a lighter shade, you can always kind of darken it up with a crease shade, but if you use this brown shade, it just makes the easiest smoky eye, and they dry down and they stay in place. I just love them. You can use them on their own or in combination with other shadows, but I definitely want to get my hands on the other colors because they're just such a unique product. I don't own any shadows or any eye products like this. In general, I just kind of stick with regular shadow, but every once in a while it's fun to switch it up and try something like this, and I think they're really fun to play with. So e.l.f. makes so many different palettes. They have blush palettes, bronzers, highlighters, cream palettes. They have like any kind of palette that you could imagine, or quad. Like they all look really similar to this, but they come with black packaging. This one comes in silver packaging, and it is their total face palette, and I have to say this one is my favorite. It comes with 1 bronzer, 2 blushes, kind of like a coral shade and a little bit more of a pink shade, and then a really unique champagne cool toned highlighter. If you have light or fair skin, this is definitely going to be your go-to palette. The bronzer is perfect for lighter skin, the blushes look gorgeous, and the highlighter is so unique. It looks really beautiful on all skin tones. If you have medium to dark skin, I don't know that this bronzer or even these blushes would really work very well for you. The highlighter is still gorgeous, but it's hard to find, I feel like, a palette that's really geared toward fair to light skin in general, at least for me, because the bronzer is usually a little bit too orange, the blushes are too bright. So I love that they created this one because I feel like it works perfectly, all 4 shades in it. If the shades in this palette don't appeal to you or you don't think it would work for your skin tone, definitely go on the website and just grab any of the quads or palettes that come in this packaging because they are super pigmented, really blendable, and they come with different shades, so you can kind of mix and match them and get your perfect color. Something that I talk about all the time are the e.l.f. baked blushes. These are just one of my favorite makeup products in general. I am in love with them and they are my go-to blushes. These are great because they have the perfect amount of sheen mixed into them. So you get a really beautiful highlighted glowy effect when you apply your blush, which is great because they're kind of like a multitasking product and they just make your skin look so luminous and gorgeous. My favorites are Rich Rose, which is a really beautiful natural everyday color, Peachy Cheeky, which is a little bit more of a coral shade, and then Passion Pink, which is a pink shade. They also have a really light shade, but I use that one as a highlighter, and I think that one's called Pinktastic. So if you're looking for a good highlighter, that's a great option as well. I haven't tried their baked highlighters. I definitely want to pick those up, but if you're just looking for a good blush that's going to stay in place, go on easily, and just look gorgeous on the skin, you guys have to try their baked blushes. I cannot stop recommending them because I love them so much. So I have a few e.l.f. lip products, nothing too crazy. I'm waiting for e.l.f. to come out with a liquid lipstick. That would be amazing. But I love a lot of their products. I've talked about like their moisturizing lipsticks are amazing, their matte lip colors, their glossy glosses. I love so many of their products, but I have to say that my current favorite lipstick is definitely their Beautifully Bare Satin lipsticks. I think these are so beautiful, so easy to wear. My favorites are Touch of Nude and Touch of Pink. I like the formula because they are just really comfortable on the lips and they have color pigmentation, but they're not too intense. So they're great for everyday wear. They just kind of go on really smoothly. They're hydrating and they're beautiful on the lips. So I can't get enough of them. The packaging is also gorgeous. Like this looks like a high-end lipstick. So I love that they kind of have different packaging than their moisturizing lipstick line or their, I think it's called like their Velvet Matte Lipstick line. I like those as well, but this packaging is so beautiful. I won't talk too long about these products because I talk about them all the time, but they are two of my essentials. The first one is the e.l.f. Lip Exfoliator, which I use to exfoliate my lips before I apply lipstick. It's just a great combination of ingredients that works to hydrate your lips and still exfoliate them. So if you really need something to exfoliate and smooth your lips before you apply lipstick, this is a great option, and they just released a bunch of new flavors. And then I love their lip color remover. If you are wearing liquid lipsticks or hard to remove lipsticks, you need to try this. It's so moisturizing and hydrating, but it also removes your lip color completely. So I'm a huge fan. And then two other products that are just amazing at removing your makeup. The e.l.f. Makeup Remover Pen is my essential. It's literally just a pen filled with makeup remover, but it comes in handy all the time, especially when you're doing winged liner, because you can just kind of clean up the wing, make it super sharp and straight, and I love it. I cannot be without it because after all this time, I still cannot do winged liner. And my favorite makeup remover wipes are the e.l.f. Makeup Remover Cleansing Cloths. These are amazing at removing all of your makeup. They're super wet, which is a weird thing to say, but I have tried makeup remover wipes in the past that are dry. They're just not wet enough to remove any of your makeup, or they dry out halfway through. So I love these because they are really wet, so you're going to get all of your makeup off, and they still leave your skin feeling hydrated and feeling moisturized. They're not going to strip your skin, and if you have sensitive skin, I still think you could use these because they don't make my skin break out or have a reaction, and I have really sensitive skin. So I definitely recommend trying them out. I always stock up on these. I'm almost out, so I have to go on the website and grab some more, but I'm a huge fan of them. So that is the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. I hope this video was helpful. I didn't want to spend it too long on each product, but I definitely still wanted to tell you guys about my favorites because I just love affordable makeup. I love e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I think their products are amazing. So I want to hear from you guys. Don't forget to let me know in the comments below what your favorites are so I can check them out. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned and make sure to subscribe because I will have a ton more e.l.f. videos coming out in 2017. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.